everyone. How are you today? It's been a while, hasn't it? Welcome to Babies and Books with Mrs. Amy. I'm super glad to be back. Happy New Year! Yay! So Miss Amy was feeling under the weather, so I'm so sorry we didn't have story time for a couple of weeks. But I'm really happy that we're back today. And there's some changes in store, so I wanted to start off with a new welcome song. Are you ready? I think we can do this together. Okay, here we go. And I want to teach you something first. We're going to do sign language. I love sign language. I always have. And we're going to do the sign language for friend. Okay, so you take one little friend and you take the second little friend and they give each other a hug. And that's the word for friend in sign language. All right, so here we go. We clap and sing hello. We clap and sing hello. With our friends it's story time. We clap and sing hello. We wave and say hello. We wave and say hello. With our friends it's story time. We wave and say hello. I love that one. That's a new song for 2021. So I hope that you can learn it with me. All right? I'm so excited to be here today. Can you guess what we're talking about today? I bet you can because you are smart. Forest. F-O-R-E-S-T. The word forest. And here's it in lowercase. It's the exact same word. It's just lowercase. F-O-R-E-S-T. Forest. That's what we're talking about today. Forest animals. And Miss Amy loves forest animals. And around here in Arkansas where we live, we have lots of forests, right? So I think you'll enjoy our story time today. The first book that I want to read for you today is called Squeak. Can you squeak? Good job. I heard you all the way over here. Squeak. Early one morning, a breeze rippled through the meadows and mountains and tickled the ear of a small mouse. His eyes popped open. Squeak! That tiny squeak floated upward to the chipmunk's hollow. Miss Amy was up early this morning. I couldn't sleep. Out skittered the chipmunks, chittering and chattering. Branches shook and pine cones fell, kerplop, into the water. Trout were resting right there in the river, dreaming their watery dreams. They leapt awake with a splish and a splash and a splish, splish, splash. All that splishing and splashing woke an elk on the riverbank. He lurched up and bumped smack into a cottonwood tree. Kabunk! Then whoosh! An eagle launched from the top of the cottonwood tree, beating her wings against the pale morning sky. Whoosh! Whoosh! The rush of the eagle wings woke two bear cubs. Out they tumbled from their cave, their mama hot on their heels. She tried to quieten them down. Grrr, she grumped. Grrr. She's saying, shh. But already a pup over in the wolf den had heard the bear's shenanigans and started to howl. Yip, 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 yip. The pack woke up and joined in. Ow! Ow! Their howls echoed across the cliffs and woke a bighorn lamb. When she leapt to another perch, rocks and gravel thundered to the meadow below. Bah, bah, rumble, rumble. Bumble, rumble, boom! The biggest bison snoozing down in the meadow startled out of his dreams. He did not like to wake up before the sun. Arf! He bellowed, and louder. Arf! Arf! He doesn't look happy. The bison's bellows billowed over the mountains and meadows and woke up everybody else. Badgers popped out of their sets, otters and beavers splashed into the river, raccoons rustled, snakes hissed. Frogs croaked, bees buzzed, foxes and jackrabbits swished through the slickery glass. while swans and loons and warblers and ravens called and twittered and cooed. If you can see here, all of the animals have their own sounds, don't they? Caw, rustle, swish, ribbit, slickery, slap-a-bap-bap, splash, bzzz, whoa-oh-oh-oh-oh, cheech-cheech, wee-wee, churr, hiss, honk-honk. All those animals are now awake. Aren't they beautiful animals in the forest? Look at the little mouse. Do you want to hear what he has to say? I love it. The small mouse heard the big ruckus and wondered, why is everybody up so early today? Squeak. He whispered to himself, then he snuggled back in and drifted to sleep. He woke up the whole forest, and then he wondered why they were making so much noise. What a cute book. I love it. All right, so the next song is one of our regulars, and it's Big, Big, Big. Are you ready? Here we go. This is big, 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 and this is small, small, small. This is short, 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 and this is tall, tall, tall. This is fast, 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 and this is slow, slow, slow. This is yes, 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 and this is no, no, no. Do you know what I just did with my hand is also sign language? Yes and no. You're so smart. You're going to catch on quick. All right, I have another song for us. It's called Raccoon Sitting in a Tree, and it's to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle. I'll sing it the first time, and then you sing it with me the second time, okay? Raccoon, raccoon, climbing a tree, wearing a mask, you can't fool me. Hiding there so I can't see what you're doing in the tree. Raccoon, raccoon, climbing a tree, wearing a mask, you can't fool me. All right, you ready to sing it with me? Here we go. Raccoon, raccoon, climbing a tree, wearing a mask, you can't fool me. Hiding there so I can't see what you're doing in the tree. Raccoon, raccoon, climbing a tree, wearing a mask, you can't fool me. Great job. All right, the next book I have for you today is about a raccoon. That's exactly right. In the woods. And this covers lots of different animals. The bear. The shadow stirs in its musky den, a yawn, a stretch, a muffled snort, and then the shadow emerges, breathing in the snow-melt air. What voice has whispered to its sovereign heart, awake, awake, O sleeping bear? These are what we call poems. So they've written poems about different animals and put them in a book. The fox stands red against the April snow, a fiery prophecy of things to come. She is thinking of her kits. They must be fed, a dreadful thought for some. It's hard when it's winter. The scarlet tanager. And if I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. It could be tanager, but I'm not really sure. Look, there, a flash of red in the spring green of the trees, as if the forest air is branded, burned. It's spring! Huzzah! The cowslip is blooming. The scarlet tanager has returned. Do you see it over here in the trees? The opossum. Your radish snout, your naked tail, dragging on the woodland trail. You're not a classic beauty. You bump along the woodland track, your baby's clinging to your back. There's beauty, too, in duty. That's what mama opossums do. They carry their babies. The skunk. Give the skunk a lot of room unless you care for strong perfume. Pew-wee. The porcupine does not hurry, never scampers, will not scurry. Beware the surface nonchalance. When rushed, she gives a barbed response. Pew! The fisher cat. Does not like fish, is not a cat. I don't know what to make of that. But when you are as fierce as she, there's no need for consistency. I think that might be a mean animal. The hornet. Avoid you at all costs is the prevailing sentiment, but how unoccupied the woods without your buzzing tenement? It's saying if we didn't hear the buzzing, it would be void. We would need those animals. The millipede. Do you see the millipede? Lots of legs. You are a detravore, a word I'd never heard before. It means you dine on last year's leaves fallen on the forest floor. They eat all of those dead leaves that are laying around. The moose. Can you be a moose? I'm a moose. Ungainly, mainly. The beaver. Jack of all trades, that's the beaver. Some might say he's an overachiever. Architect and engineer, family man and arborist. Musician too, when danger's near, he's a jazz percussionist. With his tail, that's right, he lets people know, there's danger. The wild turkey is a lesson in the language arts. So much to learn from him. With his waddle and his waddle, he's a walking homonym. You'll get that when you're older. The bobcat. Those tufted ears, the amber eyes, that ambush second of surprise. When the bobcat leaps, the silent spring, the empty space, and all the world is spotted grace. When the bobcat leaps. Beautiful. The raccoon. Here we go. The Powhatan call you a roughkin, the one who scratches with his hands, but the eyes behind the mask reveal the one who understands. The deer. Enters the clearing like a dancer from behind a curtain. Only when he's certain it's safe do the others appear. A troop of dancers now, the deer, but somewhere behind a breaking branch, and buck and doe and fawn are gone. How silently they go, the deer, nothing left but heart-shaped tracks. These too will disappear. Do you ever see deer tracks in your backyard? We love seeing deer at our house. And there's lots of notes about the animals, but I'm not going to read those today. In the woods. All right, I have a song for us again, and this one's a little bit longer, so we're just going to sing it one time, but I bet you can catch on. You ready? If you're ever in the forest, the forest, the forest. If you're ever in the forest, you might see some deer. There's our deer. A young one and an old one and some that can quickly run. If you're ever in the forest, you might see some deer. All right. If you're ever in the forest, the forest, the forest. If you're ever in the forest, you might see some rabbits. There we go. They hop here and they hop there. They hop, hop, hop everywhere. If you're ever in the forest, the forest, the forest. If you're ever in the forest, you might see some rabbits. If you're ever in the forest, you might hear some birds. And we have this bird, which is an eagle. And we have this bird, which is an owl. A tweet here and a tweet there. They are flying around everywhere. Can you fly like a bird? If you're ever in the forest, you might hear some birds. If you're ever in the forest, the forest, the forest, you'll surely see lots of trees. There are tall ones and short ones, and young ones and old ones. If you're ever in the forest, you'll surely see lots of trees. And I want to show you some of our trees. We have redwood trees, right? Those aren't really around here, but they're a type of forest. And then these are probably more what we see around here. But lots of trees, right? Great job. That was a good song. All right. The next book I have is called Tea Party in the Woods. Morning, Kiko had awoken to a winter wonderland. It had snowed all night. Now her father was off to Grandma's house to help clear the walk. "Is this the pie for Grandma?" Kiko asked her mother, spotting the box near the door. "Oh dear," her mother said, "your father forgot it." "I can still catch up to him," said Kiko. "All right, but hurry." Grandma's house was on the other side of the woods. Kiko set out, following her father's tracks in the fresh snow. The woods were very still and so quiet. Kiko's footsteps were the only sound. After a while, Kiko spied a figure up ahead in a long coat and a hat. "Papa!" she called, and she ran to catch up. She struggled in the deep snow and fell. The pie box was crushed. Kiko felt like crying, but her father was almost out of sight, so she picked up the box and hurried after him. Kiko followed her father all the way to a strange house. Has it always been here? Kiko wondered. She couldn't remember having seen it before. She watched as her father went inside. Curious, Kiko peered through the window. She watched as he took off his long coat and hat. But he wasn't her father at all. Kiko had been following a great big bear. "Are you here for the tea party?" asked a kind voice. Kiko turned to see a little lamb standing nearby. "This way," said the lamb, gently taking Kiko's hand and leading her inside. Kiko couldn't believe her eyes. And what did the other animals say when they saw her? Do you see all the different animals? What do you think they said when they saw her? "Welcome," they cheered. A small rabbit led Kiko to her seat. "You must be cold," said a boar. "Please come in and warm yourself. We're about to serve the tea," said the rabbit. "You're just in time." Once everyone was seated, a doe stood and began to speak. "Thank you all for coming on this cold winter day. We have a special guest with us. What is your name, my dear?" Kiko's heart raced. She gathered up all her courage and said, "My name is Kiko. I was bringing a pie to Grandma." The animals all began to speak excitedly. "That's so brave of you, going all by yourself. Your grandmother will be so pleased. Please have something to eat." Everyone wanted to talk to the special guest. Kiko began to feel a bit braver. Over the noise, one of the rabbits spoke up. "Is this the pie for your grandmother?" Kiko looked down at the crushed box. "Yes, but I fell. And now it's ruined." The animals glanced at one another. "If it's pie you need, we have plenty to share." Slice by slice, they assembled a new pie on a pretty plate. Each piece had a different filling of seeds and nuts and fruit and other delicious things gathered from the woods. Doesn't that look wonderful? The doe carefully placed the plate into a new box and tied it with a red ribbon. "How nice," said Kiko. She was so excited that she wanted to take the pie to Grandma at once. "We'll come too," said the animals. The woods were filled with joyful sounds as everyone paraded to Grandma's house, singing and laughing and playing music as they went. "This way," the animals called. Kiko held the pie box tightly and walked on. At last they reached Grandma's house. "Go on," the animals encouraged Kiko. Kiko knocked on the door and called, "Grandma, I've brought you a pie." Grandma and Kiko's father appeared at the door, surprised. Kiko handed them the box. "My dear, did you come all this way on your own?" asked Grandma, stepping inside. Kiko looked around, but the animals were nowhere to be seen. "You're never alone in the woods," Kiko answered, smiling. She was sure her new friends were listening. And I think that is a beautiful story of friendship and how you take care of each other. That's what you should do. All right. New song, you ready? It's called "If You're a Fox and You Know It." You ready? Okay, here we go. And this kind of involves me getting up, okay? Let's see here if we can do it. All right. It's kind of hard with my face and my body, but here we go. If you're a fox and you know it, swish your tail. If you're a fox and you know it, swish your tail. If you're a fox and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're a fox and you know it, swish your tail. If you're a fox and you know it, wiggle your nose. If you're a fox and you know it, wiggle your nose. If you're a fox and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're a fox and you know it, wiggle your nose. If you're a fox and you know it, show your claws. If you're a fox and you know it, show your claws. If you're a fox and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're a fox and you know it, show your claws. Great song! So we have a red fox that visits our house all the time. Miss Amy loves to see it come by. I just look for it and think, oh, it's beautiful. I love to see those fox. And if you can see here, go back down a little bit. I have a fox on our board right here too, a red fox. Isn't that exciting? All right, here's our me song. Are you ready? I have 10 little fingers and 10 little toes, 2 little arms and 1 little nose, 1 little mouth and 2 little ears, 2 little eyes for smiles and tears, 1 little head and 2 little feet, 1 little chin, and that's me, complete. And remember, you are special. Yes, you are. All right, so I have one more book that I'm going to actually read, and then I have another I'm going to show it to you, but this is called Who Grows Up in the Forest? And I'm not going to read all the words here. Remember, this is what we talk about as nonfiction, and this is a lot of factual information. And you guys are little, so you can't hear all this and understand it all, but I'm going to tell you about some of it. All right, so a baby gray squirrel is called a kitten. So this is a baby squirrel. A baby American toad is called a tadpole, and these are the little tadpoles. Nestling. A baby pileated woodpecker is called a nestling. These are nestling woodpeckers. Pup. Oh, wolf. I think they're beautiful. I don't think I would want to meet one in person, but I think wolves are beautiful. A baby gray wolf is called a pup, and they look like little puppies, don't they? Joey. A baby Virginia opossum is called a joey. Do you know another baby that's called a joey? A kangaroo baby is called a joey? You are so smart. Great job. A baby American black bear is called a cub. Can you say that word? Cub. Right, cub. A baby white-tailed deer is called a fawn. Fawn. A baby white-footed mouse is called a pinky. Oh, just like your pinky finger or your pinky toe. That's what a baby white-footed mouse is called. And then there's lots of fun facts. Remember, it's nonfiction, so they're going to give you information about those animals. The woods, the forest, there's so many animals and so many things that are really neat and inspiring and created just beautifully. All right. Here's the next song, okay? It's called A Hunting We Will Go. A hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll take a fox, put him in a box. A hunting we will go. A hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll take a bear and sit him in a chair. A hunting we will go. A hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll take a mouse and then put her in her house. A hunting we will go. And you know what? We let them all go. We put them where they go and then we let them go. Isn't that fun? All right, here's our color song. Are you ready? All right. Red and yellow, green and blue. These are the colors over you. Red as a flower, green as a tree, yellow as a sun and blue as a sea. Red and yellow, green and blue, these are the colors over you. And that's like a rainbow, isn't it? Rainbow of colors. These aren't all the colors, but they sure are beautiful, and you are too. Don't forget it. All right, so I have one more book that I want to show you because I can't really read this one. Who's Hiding in the Woods? And so I hope that if you get to come to the library, maybe you can check it out. But this one has all kinds of little pullbacks that you can look at and read and find facts about. Who's hiding here? Mice are on this one, and it says wrens, which are a type of bird, rabbits. We've talked about rabbits already today. Oh, and baby birds. So there's all kinds. Let's see here. A deer. Ooh, who's behind the big tree? Oh, that woodpecker that we talked about. There's another woodpecker. So this one's just a really fun, lots of little flaps to pull down and read information. Snakes. Oh, there's a snake. Do you see the snake? In a cold winter day in the woods, who's hiding? Let's see who's hiding in the winter. Oh, there's another rabbit, right? And let's see. Oh, a dormice, which is a type of mice. Oh, there's our red fox we've been talking about, right? And, oh, hedgehogs. That's a fun one. And some more birds. What a beautiful book. Oh, it's nighttime in the woods. Do we see our fox still? The fox cubs. Remember, they're called kits. Here's one. Oh, baby owls. Birds. Oh, there's our woodpecker again, I think. Who's hiding here? Shh. Rabbits, they're sleeping together. And then there's our deer sleeping. Oh, so sweet. Just a great little book of fun information about who's in the woods. All right. I just have to throw this out there for all you moms and dads who are like my age. What does a fox say? Do y'all remember that? Okay. That's me being a little nerd, but whatever, have fun with it, right? All right. So we have our last two songs. It's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. So this is the chance to snuggle with your little one and just rock them back and forth. All right. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. We're going to do a fox. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a cute little fox, don't forget to go. Yay. All right, guys, I've had a wonderful story time. I'm so glad to be back with you all. Don't forget, we still have 1,000 books before kindergarten. You can sign up online at Read Squared, or you can do our paper logs. You can come in. The library's open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 3. We would love to see you guys. Come say hi to Miss Amy. I miss you all. All right, let's do our goodbye song. Ready? Goodbye, goodbye, we'll see you soon. See you soon, see you soon. Goodbye, goodbye, we'll see you soon on another day. I hope you have a wonderful day.